Everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to our game changing solution for managing your input tax credit claims on airline and hotel expenses. I'm thrilled to guide you through our innovative portal, which is airlines.finkraft.ai. We will see in this video how it can simplify and optimize the process of claiming ITC for your airline and hotel expenses. You can see here, I'll simply type airlines.finkraft.ai and it will redirect me to this portal where you can see I'll be logging in through the register mail ID. I'll request for an OTP. We have received an OTP. And I'll simply log in here. And here we are. So for your understanding, I'll give the brief understanding of what exactly all these things are. You can see here, there are multiple options. You'll have dashboard, reporting, upload, invoices, credentials, reconcile. Let us start with this credentials. If I simply click here, so this is where you can actually upload your credentials. I'll simply click, let's go. You'll have to put your GST number here, then the username, password and submit. Once it is done, the credentials will be uploaded and the dashboard will start auto-populating. So if I click here on the dashboard, this is for one of our clients, you can see multiple options here. One of them is like to be versus invoice. The invoice retrieval percentage, you can see for this, it is 96 percentile. You can, if you simply drag your mouse here, you can see the result. You have options here also, the invoice status, received, not received. Along with it, you have the filters. You can even check for a particular vendor and the to be status, and for the financial year or month and all transactions. You have multiple filters here. If I go down, so you will have the entire recon status, which is like here to be versus invoice, and if you go down, then booking versus invoice. So this will be the overall pivot. You can see it is exactly vendor wise, like for Emirates, Air India, KLM, Qatar, and the list goes on. So if I click here reporting, in the reporting tab, if I simply click here view report, so here also, so you will have the report like this, where you can actually filter for the vendors, the financial year. You can check the transaction type, the carrier, then for the financial years, then the invoice date, the overall GST amount and the difference, and the status, and also the invoice link. Here if you click on upload, this is where you can upload the documents. For example, your bookings, purchase Excel, GSTR2A, BTA, invoices, airline invoices, hotel invoices. You can simply click here, get a file, upload and submit. And if I click on this part, which is reconcile, this is where you are no longer bound to use thousands of Excel sheets. This is you can say this is a reconciled report where you can actually check each and everything. For example, if I talk about this option, which is here vendor, if I simply click here, so this is where the entire details with respect to the vendor will be there. You can group them as well. For example, for this particular vendor, Appu Hotels, this is the vendor GST 10, then the vendor type, then the state, then the eligibility status, whether this particular vendor is eligible to actually claim and also generate the e-invoice. Then other options are here. For example, you can simply click here on the customer and check what is the this for the security we are not highlighting the customer name. The GST 10 is here, then the status, state, and as we go further, like for this, if I simply click on 2B, so here you can see the filing period, then the invoice number, invoice date, and the remarks. For example, for this one, it's showing as 2B filling delayed. So it means that this particular vendor is delaying in terms of filing the R1. Then we have this option as invoice. So you can see in this particular option, you even are getting the invoices. This is the invoice link, and you are able to check the invoices also. If I simply click here, see, we are not just providing the recon status, but we are also providing it along with the respective PDF for the invoices. Then the RN, customer GST, we'll take some cases here, then the validation. Let's take an example here. For this particular vendor, which is Brahma Corp, you can see the 2B is matched, but invoice is missing and IRN is also missing. So the remark shows that the vendor is eligible, but IRN is not generated. It means this particular vendor is eligible to actually issue an e-invoice, but it's not actually issuing it. So this is where you can actually check whether these vendors are compliant or not. If I simply click here on the Brahma Cup, so this is the beauty of this dashboard. You are able to check the vendor score. So it's showing this particular vendor is eligible. This is the aggregate turnover. You can see the vendor score also. For this particular vendor, it's 81. Now you can even check whether this particular vendor is compliant or not. You can see the months delayed in terms of filing the R1, then months in terms of delaying these 3B, and average delay you can check. Along with it, we are actually providing you the overall graphical representation where you can even, if you simply click here, so you are able to see for this particular month and this particular year, for April 2020, you see the average delay has been 80, but for the you can see further this particular vendor has actually been able to minimize it, and right now for this particular year, June 2020, so the average delay has been 0. So it means if we are able to follow up with these particular vendors, we are able to understand whether these are moving further. So you have an option to group these tabs also. Let's take an example. If I simply drag this vendor to here, now you can see all the relevant details with respect to the vendor are grouped. In case if you want to focus on a particular vendor, you can simply group the details and you can get the relevant details with respect to the particular vendor. This will make your work really easy. You can do same with other options as per the requirement, whether you want to group on the base of customers or on the base of invoice, on the base of IRN, and on the base of validation. And also with respect to the remarks that are provided, if any mismatch is there, so you can actually validate it with the vendor that what exactly is the issue, and you can get it easily rectified. Apart from it, you have options here, multiple filters like columns. If you simply click here, you can filter as per your requirement, or you can also create a pivot. So this is all about this dashboard. If you have further any questions, you can reach out to us at any time. Thank you so much.